Hello, we are kicking off Health Literacy Month, and I am just sharing with you just a few strategies to help me stay healthy and also focus on my wellness because a lot of times it's more than just what those numbers are on the chart. It's about how we move, how we feel, and just how we're able to do all the things that we need to do in life. So stay tuned. Hello and welcome to Got Clutter, Get Organized, the conversation. And of course, this is a solo conversation as I kick off Health Literacy Month. That's right, Health Literacy Month. And just so you'll know, during this month, there are a lot of things that pertain to our health that are kind of celebrated. For example, there's healthy lungs, the liver awareness, the, of course, protect your lungs in addition to healthy lungs, osteoporosis, the chiropractic health, and of course, there's breast cancer awareness. And again, this is Health Literacy Month. So I wanted to share with you just about 8 strategies that have helped me not only get organized, but also stay organized. In regards to my health, it's with intention, it's with focus, and of course with grace. And I wanted to do this because in, living life, whether you've got a full career, business, you're doing so many things in life for yourself, for your family, for your community. One of the things we really need to think about is making our health a priority. Now, a lot of you are probably already doing that, so I congratulate you and I give you a virtual high five. But also, what are some things that maybe you need to do to kind of level up? Because we are in the last quarter of 2025 and we're getting ready to go into a new year. And of course, in a new year, we always think of all these things that we want to do. But if we just kind of look back over the current year, what were the things that you really wanted to focus on in regards to your health, in regards to your wellness? So I'm going to share with you just 8 things that I do that help really me to stay organized while I'm managing everything else. So one of the things is I work with my doctor. It is a partnership. It's not just me just sitting there and going for my annuals and just listening to what he says, actually taking tests. No, it is an actual partnership because, ask questions. Uh, Also, make mental notes to yourself. For those of you who are like me, sometimes you got to write those things down. If things happen certain times of day, like when you wake up, or when you go to sleep, or when you're resting, take those notes, have those conversations. But also, that was the first thing I do. I started really thinking of it as a relationship and coming in with questions, but also, sharing what I wanted my journey to be in regards to my health. The second thing I started doing is I really started keeping records. And you know what that did for me? It made me more aware of my own health journey. Because, like you, like a lot of us, we get the test results, they say everything's good, see you next year. But sometimes it's really kind of keeping record of those things. So one, you can kind of go back and review. And of course, one of the ways that, of course, a lot of you already know is when I go to the doctor, I take the My Body Passport with me. I take that book with me. Of course, I don't take it. It's actually, this is what it is when it's on my refrigerator because it's got magnets. So I stick it. But I take this book with me. And so when the doctor starts asking me questions, I don't have to remember things. I've got everything written down. So that's how I actually keep track of everything so that we can have a discussion. I really discovered in doing this that I'll never forget the day that my doctor told me, she says, Janet, and as most of you know, have a small frame. But when she started telling me that I needed to like watch, really kind of be careful and watch my weight, I was like, I am enjoying the fact that I'm actually putting on a little weight because I've always been small. But then I started looking at how much I was gaining each year. And then I realized that weight gain, even though I had a small frame, was causing my blood pressure to go up, was causing other blood tests to look a little not like I'm used to seeing. So that's what it does. And it made me proactive. So keep those records, whether you do it on a portal. I do have the portal, but having this allows me to keep everything together. Also, I do my research, and that's with anything and everything. And I encourage all of you to do the same. Years ago, I had fibroids. I did a lot of research because when they started to appear. I was very young. I was like, look, I don't want any major surgery because I'm still at a place where, you know, I may get married. I would like to have the option to have children. But as I got older, and I decided, yes, I'm still would like the option of getting married, but at this point in my life, I do not want to have children. So, and I had to look at all of those things, and I made sure that I asked questions. I'm like, okay, is this possibility? So that's, and really what I'm hoping I'm doing for you is I'm hoping I'm empowering you because I feel when we feel empowered, when we go in a doctor's office, when we start asking questions, when we start really keeping records, it changes our whole outlook on our health and what we can and cannot do. And of course, number four, and you may want to hold on to a chair or just kind of pause and breathe, is making healthier choices. I love food, all kinds, except for seafood. I'm still trying to work my way through that because I've had some allergies to that. But I also realize it's about choices that I make. And one of the choices that I have decided to make is in regards to healthy eating is everything that I cook in my home is going to be healthy. I don't fry foods. There's certain types of meats that I do not eat. But when I am out, I enjoy things. I will enjoy some fried foods. I may enjoy some meats that I don't normally eat, but I'm also aware of my digestive system. So if I do eat something that maybe I don't normally eat, I'll make sure I eat it like in the afternoon before a certain time because I know, if I eat it after, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, or I'm eating at 8 o'clock at night, I have to allow my body to digest it. The same way with caffeine. I love a nice tall glass of iced tea with like a little bit of lemon in it, and specifically sweet iced tea. But I realize I have to enjoy that at lunchtime. That's not something I can eat at night drink at night, excuse me, because I will be up all night because the caffeine keeps me up. So that's healthy choices. I learned from one of my guests that, yes, enjoy your food. Instead of getting a big plate, get a small plate and have smaller bites. So, figure out what works for you. Number five, schedule time. Schedule the time to be healthy. That includes meal prep. Make sure you check that episode out about meal prep, how it saves you time, how it saves you money, and it's about choices. Making time for meal prep, making time to be healthy. Now, if you're like me, you have a little flexible schedule throughout your week, your work week. So, therefore, how can you incorporate it in your schedule? I have a friend who is retired. She'll make time every single day to go to the gym because she can. She doesn't like getting up early, so she may go later in the afternoon. I have a client who she will walk the entire balcony because she's got a very nice large balcony. She'll walk back and forth on her balcony. That's something that gives her that exercise and that wellness. I incorporate walking. And one of the things, in order to do that, I will look at my schedule for the week. There are times when I can go walking at, 8 o'clock in the morning because I may not have anything until 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning. But then there are times when I'll have like a 9 o'clock appointment, but then I'll have a gap between maybe one and maybe my next one at 3 or 4. I'll do that. So that's how I incorporate it. And some of you have incorporated so you get up at a certain time, you may walk the dog, you may do your yoga, but incorporate that. Make it a part of your lifestyle. So schedule to be healthy and also your checkups. Making sure that you have reminders, when you're supposed to do these things so you don't lapse because you want to stay on top of all of those things. And then, of course, I also share my journey. And the sharing of the journey actually helps me stay accountable. I'll never forget when, unfortunately, when we were all in the midst of COVID and we were, and for those of you who decided to get the different, vaccinations and shots and things like that. And it was so wonderful because I was sharing it with a friend and I was like, I'm getting a little confused. And they were like, okay, Janet, look at your calendar and see, because I think you've already had it and you don't need to take it anymore. And even sometimes I will just text somebody, hey, I had my eye exam today. Hey, I had my annual breast um, exam today. So those are things because also you're accountable to each other. And it really feels good when you are able to share, yes, I did it. Yes, the test came back. I still remember the day when was told by the doctors that my only option to really deal with the fibroids, which were growing and growing and painful and all other kind of stuff, was to have surgery. I wasn't ready for that. There was a lot of different things going on with me. I was like, well, who's going to, I'm going to get ready to have major surgery. Who's going to take care of me? Thinking about all those things. But I called my best friend and I said, okay. She's like, all right, so how did the appointment go? I said, well, they're saying my only option now. I went through all of the lists and they said my only option now is surgery. She's like, okay. She says, well, I had already decided, talked to my husband, the kids and I, we're gonna figure this thing out together. And that's why sometimes that is like a good reason to share it with people. You may not share it with everybody, but it's also a good reason to share it with people. So want to do that as well. And also, sometimes making sure you surround yourself, depending on what age you are, with somebody older than you. So you can, and somebody older than you who is still living life. I have somebody who is 10 years older than me, 20 years older than me, because I'm in my 60s. And it is really nice just to hear what they are doing to be well. The one in her 80s, she's on her bike, riding her little bike. The one who's in the 70s is walking, does a lot of little things, that she's very active in what she does. So that gives like, okay, this is something I can look forward to. And also, sometimes when things may not be working health wise the way you want, sometimes they can give you a tip or strategy to actually help you. Because one of the things that, lately it's like I've been having these allergies and these coughing, things like that. And one of, the older women in my life, she says, start putting a little bit more lemon in your water because I had gotten away from it. I'll let you know, I'll confess with all of you, I was so good at drinking lemon water. And then all of a sudden I stopped. She said, that's what you need. You need to get, and sometimes you need those little nuggets. So that is number 7. And number 8, embrace the new. What is the new? Is it a new spice? Is it a new recipe? Maybe it's doing something that you never done. Like last year, I did some bike riding. Is it walking? Is it hiking? Is it walking a new trail? What is that embracing the new for you? And one of the things I didn't mention in the beginning about health, you know, about our health literacy is also, this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Have you, ladies out there, or those of you men who are listening, has the women in your life had their exam this year? That's something key as well. So again, just to kind of go through all of these again is number 1, work with your doctor, have a conversation, go in prepared with questions. You may be going, transitioning, perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause, other things going on. If all of a sudden, allergies or things just are not feeling like you used to, have that conversation. 2, track things. Whether you do it on an app or you do it, with the My Body Passport. And just so you'll know, in a few weeks, we're gonna have a creator come back and she's gonna talk to us about that product as well. I'm excited about that. Do your research. Whatever's going on with you, do your research. I always, for me personally, I like to look for a natural solution first. Uh, again, with my allergies, I said, okay, let me see if I can start weaning myself away from the different cleaning products and start looking for a more natural version. So I started doing that. Also, making some healthy choices. Well, healthy choices. Drinking more water, eating more fruits and vegetables. What are some things that you can do? Meal prep. I love meal prep because meal prep allows me to eat healthier. Because now I don't have to worry and stress about what I'm going to eat. I just pull something healthy out of my fridge. Schedule time, which is number 5. Schedule time to be healthy. Schedule time. What time? When are you going to exercise? When are you going to meal prep? You know, when are you going to take and go to those appointments that you need to go to? Number 6, share your journey. Share it. And it's also good to have those conversations because then now we know what we're going to go through at our age. Sometimes it's good to share the younger generations. Like, look, these are some of the things you need to get ready for. These are some of the things you need to prepare for. Learn from those. Number 7, those older than me, wiser. They've got all kinds of wisdom. Glean from that wisdom. And number 8, embrace some new things. Embrace something new, a new spice, a new recipe. That's why it's good to share. Because then you can share, like, you know what, this spice really works good, especially when you know sometimes that you and somebody else may be going through the same thing. Maybe you're all going through hot flashes at the same time or other things. What's new? What's new? Go on a hike. Do something new, something healthy. So I would love for you to let me know which one of these you're going to incorporate. And of course, if you have something that you're doing that's really helping you with a healthy part of your life, please list it below. So, of course, I hope you continue listening to the podcast. But of course, until next time, you make sure you have a clutter-free day and you stay healthy. So, what was your takeaway from this week's episode? Are you going to start sharing with friends so you'll have somebody you're accountable to? Or those older women mentors in your life, are you going to start gleaning information about how they're staying healthy and maybe get a few strategies for yourself? Or are you just going to organize everything so that no matter what healthcare physician you're in front of, you've got all your information so that you can make some wiser choices for you? So let me know below. And of course, if you want to listen to the entire audio version of this episode, which not only includes, of course, this segment, but also the Toss It Tuesday, also Organizing Solutions with Janet, where I just share you know, a problem that was presented to me or an organizing dilemma and how I solved it in hopes that it encourage you to maybe do the same for yourself. And of course, my wonderful Toss It Tuesday. So hope you listen and thank you so much for joining.